Hi everybody. So I finished with making the last bit of the dessert. That's in the refrigerator now. So I'm finishing up my scalloped potato roll. And this recipe is by Klink from Tasty. Okay? So as you can see here, what I have already done is I have peeled and cut the potatoes into like 8-inch slices with my knife. I didn't have a mandolin, you could do that really fast. And I sprinkled the bottom of the parchment paper with 1 cup of Parmesan cheese, and then I put the potatoes overlapping on top, and then I put another sprinkle of 1 cup of Parmesan cheese on top and let it bake off in the oven at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. Then while that was baking, I was able to then cook off, this recipe calls for beef, but I did chicken, my chicken strips, because I don't really cook meat in the house. So I had some chicken strips left over. So I cooked that together with some parsley, paprika, red peppers, and onions, and mix that all together. And then I'm doing my last piece here, which is the spinach. It's supposed to slightly wilt. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and some garlic. Just a little sprinkle there. And I'm using sea salt there, fine sea salt, which is better if you're going to use salt at all. And also I'm going to add some garlic, which I have in here. And a lot of times I buy this because I don't use garlic as often in my dishes, or I don't have it as well, so sometimes I don't want it to spoil. So what I tend to do is I just get minced garlic in the can, and this lasts for a long time. And you can kind of judge it. It calls for like 1 clove, and I kind of like know what a clove looks like. Just put that there. All right, close that up, and kind of mix that together. I'm gonna get my large bowl right here. Rinse this out. So you rinse as you go along, so things don't get messed up. As I'm washing this out, nice hot water, nice and clean. I'm going to rinse and I'm going to dry it out, and I'm going to then continue on with the dish. So, as I said, I've already made the spinach, and I have cleaned out, and I've cooked up the chicken and the chicken and the onions and parsley potatoes. And also I had some potatoes left over, so I actually made some potato chips from Martha Stewart. I found another recipe. And so they're in the oven right now, and I'll show those to you later if they came out okay. Some of them may look like they're a little burnt. So, the next step in the whatchamacallit is just to mix this up together. Just kind of give it a toss with the tongs. So everything's kind of incorporated. This is supposed to be, when you buy a big thing of spinach, it wilts down. So this is supposed to be about 6 cups. Maybe a little less, but that's okay. So I'm going to follow the recipe, and it says to take the bowl, so I have the spinach and cook and add 1 teaspoon of salt, stir to combine and remove from the heat, which I've already done. So then next I have in a bowl combine the spinach mixture and the ricotta. So I'm going to take the spinach mixture, and I have my ricotta cheese here. Okay, open this up. Let's move this to the side for a second. Take our bowl, and we're going to take our spinach, put it in the bowl. Oh, this luscious, lovely spinach. I love spinach. One of my leafy green vegetables. I try to make things that have lots of vegetables in it, like what we're going to have for lunch. This is actually for dinner for tomorrow. I always cook ahead of time because we work, both of us work. A lot of times I cook dishes ahead of time, so all we have to come home to do is heat and eat. So I'll show you our dish for later on. So I'm supposed to add in, now this is 16 ounces. I'm only supposed to add half of this. Well, actually no, it's 15 ounces. So I'm only supposed to add 8 ounces of it, so a cup of it. So I want to make sure. It says 1 cup of ricotta cheese. So I'm going to add 1 cup. And I have a nice little cup over here. So I'm going to dip my big old cup in there. drop it on in. A little bit more. Okay, put that off to the side. And this I can use it later in like my pizza. I may make some pizza later on. So you'll be able to see that one. Put that away. Okay, so now I'm going to take my spoon. Give me a nice clean spoon. And I'm going to mix these together. And now, this is the first time I'm making this. I don't know how it's going to turn out, so you all are going to see along with me how this recipe turns out. It's actually like the making of it, so hopefully nothing falls apart, because I put it together like a little puzzle. So that's all mixed, and we'll put that to the side. We're going to move this over there, and put this here. Now let's see what the next step is. Put this away. Put out paprika. I love smoked paprika. That me too. Alright. So now, the next thing it says to then take in the bowl, we mix it already, we set it aside. Evenly spread the spinach mixture over the cooked potato sheet. So we're going to take our cooked potato sheet, and we're going to take the spinach and ricotta mixture and spread it evenly over the potato mixture. Put that to the side. We're going to spread this out. Spread it out, spread it out. We're going to put this back on 350. Yeah. I have my potatoes in there, so I'll let them cook off. I'll spread this nice and evenly. It's like anticipation. It looks like the ingredients really look good. You know, spinach. How can you go wrong with spinach and ricotta? I mean, my goodness. I mean, who would not think this is like massively delicious? So it's just a matter of just hopefully the execution of it will come out well. That's what I'm looking for. So then next we're going to add, so after we spread the spinach mixture over the potato, evenly spread they said beef mixture, we're doing the chicken mixture over the spinach. So we're going to put this to the side. And we have our chicken mixture right here, already done up. We're going to spread that over. This looks delicious. It has a nice smoked paprika. I can smell it. I wish they could invent smell-o-vision. I've heard lots of my famous cooks that I watch, because I watch Food Network and all the cooking channels, like people watch soap operas. So I hear that phrase a lot, smell-o-vision, because you know it would really, like, if you can smell like what Ina's cooking, or Rachel Ray, or my favorite is the guy from Bizarre Foods, Andrew Zimmern, when he goes all over the place to different places and watch people to cook all over the world. I like watching that. That's my favorite. All right, so now we have, and we're gonna sprinkle some mozzarella. Say mozzarella. That's how I can talk to my children, especially my kindergarten. They say mozzarella. They be like mozzarella. So it says to add 1 cup. So we're gonna take our cup right here of our cheese. We're gonna rinse this out. Actually, I have another one, so I'm using another one. It's always good to have double measuring cups, just in case if you don't have time to rinse out. It's always important to measure most things, but you know, if you're like a really cheesy person, you may not want to measure it, but you know, I feel like measuring. I'm in a measuring mood. Put that there. Alright, then sprinkle that all over. Sprinkle it all over. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, so just in case I'm gonna add some more. Alright, so once you do that, then it says, oh, that's for my potatoes. So they'll come out in a second. Alright, so then after we do that, we'll sprinkle them. We take one of the potato sheet and hold it. So now, here's the test. See if I can do it like the picture. So you're supposed to take one end and start to roll. And how it sounds all lovely and lovely. Let's see if it's going to work. I don't know. Keep on rolling. Let's keep on rolling. Let's keep on rolling. Till we get to the end. Okay. Now I'm going to keep this on here. And we're going to bake this. Let me just make sure this comes back. Ooh, that looks nice. Okay, so now what I was going to do is I was going to pull it over to the side a little bit and put it in the middle. Just patch that up there a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. There we go. Just rinse my hands off. And then I'm going to take out the potatoes. Now, the potatoes I think are a little burnt, but you know, it's all experimentation. Don't be afraid to take some chances. One thing I've learned from a lot of the cooks is that when you're first learning how to cook, nothing's ever going to come out perfectly. And I don't claim to be any kind of professional chef. I didn't go to school for it. I just like to cook. So if you do, take a chance, take a risk, and have fun. And guess what? If it messes up, who cares? Just have fun. Okay, so we have some potato chips here. So I don't like frying things, so I said, let me try. So I had some leftover potatoes. So I'm going to crisscross these a little bit so they can kind of sit on top of each other. And this is what happens when you have a small kitchen. You got to work it. Got to work that small kitchen. I'm going to put this in. And I'm going to bake it for 15 minutes. So everything comes together. And when it comes out, we're going to put some parsley on top of it and chop it up. So for my last thing, I want to show you what we're going to have for our lunch. All right, so let me just come over here. It's really quick. And we'll have this with our dessert. So I made this yesterday. No, actually, I made this on Sunday. And so we're going to slice into this in a minute.